Hello all, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is we all grow through it. You are not the only person on this planet struggling with something. Each and every one of us is dealing with a mental battle, a physical battle, a spiritual battle, reality, just life in general. And one thing is that we are all faced with an obstacle. Whether it's overcoming ourselves, whether it's a financial obstacle, whether it is a mental obstacle, there's many different identities that this obstacle can show up as. And when you sit at the base of this obstacle for too long, you allow it to consume your life. And not moving forward or past it is causing many blockages in your life and being able to overcome the difficult things. Prove to yourself that you are capable to overcoming difficult things. And what this looks like is keeping these small promises to yourself and really challenging and facing these obstacles and working through it. The only way to get through it is to go through it. You have to sit in it, you have to observe it, you have to understand it so that you are able to work and move past it. Then you will be faced with yet again another obstacle. That's just life. It's not something that we can avoid, but our response to it is something that we can. We do have control over that. We do not have control over our lives. So with that being said, some of these things that you can help in building your tool belt to help work through these challenges are being intentional with your growth and facing and acknowledging the changes that need to be made. With doing so, you build that self-confidence within yourself and you prove to yourself that you are capable and you are strong and are able to handle hard things. But the more you let these things consume you and pile up, you lose that self-confidence. You then start to have self-doubt. And when you have self-doubt, you live in a world of misery because you want so much for yourself and you feel like you're incapable of creating something great. But that's not the case. It all starts with the mental. And when I tell you, you have to make sure your mind is right before anything else, you really have to be intentional with developing your mindset, your mental health, implementing better habits, and being aware of your destructive ways. And it's a harsh reality to face that most of us are standing in our own way, and the problems that may seem so major to us are in reality very minuscule. And most of it is just our lack of understanding and lack of self-development to be able to move forward and past these blockages. But on the other side is a life that is waiting for you. And something I thought about earlier today because I was trying to think of a topic, I believe it is more energetically draining to live in discomfort, to live in lack, to live in fear, than it is to be courageous, to be fearless, to put in the work to actually create something for yourself. Because when you live in misery and you live in lack, you're always constantly worrying about what could go wrong or the things that are going wrong in your life, and maybe you're not where you want to be, and just so many thoughts clouding your judgment of yourself. But to me, that is more energetically draining, and the fact that we not choose to live in this state but to not do anything about it is doing a disservice to us and our capabilities and our potential. So moving through these blockages can be very beneficial, and it does take hard mental work. But let me tell you, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and really all you have to do is be delusional, gaslight yourself a little bit into believing that you are capable, because you are. Generally, you are capable. No matter what your reality may look like in this current moment, you are able to flip it. You are able to shift and have life work out in your favor, have so much optimism. You'll look at life as the glass half full instead of the glass half empty. We are conditioned to see what we lack and what we don't have, and how comparison is the thief of joy. And we get on social media and we see what everybody else is doing. But the only difference between you and the next person is that they took action and they became intentional with their growth, their personal development. And coming from myself, who could not pick themselves up for a very long time, and but also knowing that you can create better, and having that once before mindset of just being okay with the way life was playing out. Yes, it's a journey. Yes, the finish line does seem so far away, but in reality, it is a journey. And once you accept things as a journey and being okay with the process that it takes from getting you from point A to point B, you genuinely fall in love with that process, with that journey, because it's shaping you. You're growing, you're living intentionally, you're living in the present moment. You're not worrying about the past, you're not worrying about the future. Life feels like ecstasy. You are high on life during this time. And just having that mental awareness that you know everything is going to work out in your favor, even though your current reality may not really show that, you just knowing and having that belief backed into it is what's going to make things happen for you. And it takes time. Not everybody is an overnight success, but it's a long-term game. It's who you become during this process that matters more than the initial outcome of, I'm sure all the materialism that we seek in this life. And materialism is not a bad thing, but when you only seek happiness and you make it your God, that's where it becomes an issue. That's where it's harder to obtain. That's when it runs away from you. But when you enjoy the journey and you enjoy the person that you are becoming during this time, it makes it all the worthwhile when you get to that moment, because it's really not about those material things. It's about what's within that truly matters. And you'll get to that point of understanding on your journey. And just be patient and graceful with yourself. I'm always going to reiterate that, because we're humans, we make mistakes, we have feelings. It's really easy to get stuck in our heads, but make your brain your home, make this your safe space. And a lot of that is just telling yourself, I am this, I am that, I am successful, I am confident. But there's the action that goes behind it that really makes it just something in your head to making it a reality. So take that image, take that vision that is living in your head and portray it into your daily life. Become that person that you want to become. It's as simple as that. Just become it. If you think that's simple and not overcomplicate it and overthink these things, it becomes much easier when you don't create that friction. Most of us get stuck in that friction of wanting to become better, but we put too much thought and we feel like we're not good, and then we think good enough, and then we think ourselves out of it, and then we end up doing nothing, and then it's a loop. It's a constant cycle, and you want to get out of that cycle. You want to progress. You want to move forward. You want to wake up every single day and just know that life is working out for you. But in the beginning, it takes a lot of mental strength to rewire your brain. That's all it is. You are conditioning yourself to think differently in a world that has conditioned you to think of lack, to think of failure, to compare yourself to others. But we all have the capabilities of reshaping and rewiring our brain. It just takes a lot of work and repetition to do so. But the days will get easier the more consistent you are with it. It's a muscle. You have to work that muscle. You have to build it. You have to generate some type of personal, what is the word that I'm thinking about? personal fortitude to want this for yourself, because nobody is going to put their brain into your brain. They're not going to give you these skills. You have to be the one to do it yourself. And that's all a part of the journey. Once you start to realize that you are capable and starting to keep these promises to yourself, you get that confidence, you get that glow, and things genuinely start to work out in your favor. You do not have to have it all figured out right now. The only thing that you need to focus on is the thoughts that you choose to keep in your mind. That's the number one priority for you right now, and that is something you can control. And how you can control it is anytime that a negative thought comes into your mind, you don't entertain it. You switch it with a positive one. You immediately cut it off. You put your mind towards something else. And the more that you are aware and the more that you practice that, the easier it becomes. That is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe for more. Bye guys. Mwah.